Until then, you charge timeout. Buffalo, a 30-second timeout. That's as much to think about your call as to give your guys a break. A lot of plays today.
Testing 1, 2,
Run
3.
by the Bills offense.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
And you're on a short week with Buffalo. You're ready. Seven plays. Makes on it every time. You can see, but it's on the line. Go ahead. Stick with me, trust the most. Obviously, they have that relief from bonus, but they've done it all year and got 11 times once he wins. Last year, they had 1. So that's the margin of victory. 7 coming in the most in coverage for a quarterback. No mix. Got the shot in the 8th. There's also 2 flags not active by the offensive backfield. We got a hold. We got the PI. There are 2 fouls by the defense on the play. So you got to take a shot at the field. 2 times. Season. His last 2 plays were almost identical. One for this one to Sutton. The contact, Jamie was at the 36.
Yo, what's up? Watching the end of the football game. Alright. What's happening, everyone? I don't care that much about this game, but pretty exciting. Pretty much done now. Looks like the Broncos are gonna win. I planned this live stream. I forgot all about the football, but I planned it, so I got to do it. But might be a short one. I don't really care about football. I don't know how many people are going to want to watch me when playoff football is on. But there's a couple people. So who's out there? Raise your hands. Can you guys hear me? Oh, hang on. Music. Sorry, music was on. I'll get the hang of this eventually. I should have my headphones on, but I'm just going to trust that you guys can hear me. Can you guys hear me? Someone give me a thumbs up. Someone give me a thumbs down. Up, down. Anyone? Hello. Super Nuker. What's up? How's it going, man? What's a little, oh, what's happening, man? You guys watching football? My team got smoked, the Eagles, so it's not that big a deal for me. I'm not. I don't really watch as much football as I used to. But what's up, Frank? Um, yeah, it's probably a bad night to do this when people are watching football. But what do you know? All right. So you guys can thank Joe last night. Oh my God, my mic just went nuts. It's too loud. Um, you can thank Joe last night because I was talking about something in the golf swing, and he goes, "Well, it would be nice if you had a club and like could show us, right?" And so I thought, and so here you go. This is my room. Let me turn this off. Actually, oh, come on, here you go. So I set this up. Here you go. And my lesson cam. I know this is my stinking bedroom. Maybe I'll put like a TaylorMade sign up there. A Feel Force banner. But I like my guitars, look good. So here's what I got here. I got a Mexican Strat and a Fender American Ultra Strat, which is, and I switched the pick guards and the pickups on them. Man, I love these guitars. They're beautiful. I actually hung them. Actually, only one was hanging on that wall, and I hung it up just for you guys so you can see my guitars. And there's my old Ninja 400 that I vinyl wrapped, and I had this big picture done of it, and now that bike's long gone. But anyway, yeah. So now I can demonstrate on the camera. So there's not a whole lot of room for me, like you can't see my full body. But so if you guys have any questions about the golf swing, I can certainly demonstrate better now. Yeah, there's some interesting things I was talking about last night I wanted to kind of show. I'm going to do videos on this stuff, and it's only 6 of you or 5 of you, so I guess I can show you and not really give anything away. But first, does anyone have any questions? Any questions about the golf swing? Because I got a lot I can show you, but I need to know where to go. Grip. Grip's really important. Sorry, I'm watching a football game. Oh. Anyway, I'm sure you all are too. Hey, where's everyone located out there, by the way? Tell me where you're located. I'm interested, seriously. Adrian, Super Nuker, Frank, where you located? I'm Pennsylvania. Cold, snowing. So all my plans to do like videos kind of went out the window because it's snowing. But someone hit me with a question. Where are you from? Can you guys hear me? Hello? Anyone? Yeah, Super Nuker. It's funny. You know what's wild? Listen to this. Like I was in Palm Springs and I'm like hitting 7 irons from 170 and they're going over the greens. Like just the ball's going so far, and then I come back here and I played one round. It was like 40 degrees, and I was like, I'm freaking hitting 7 irons from 150. So it's amazing. Yeah, you can't even believe it. Someone told me it's uh, and as a caddy, I should know this, but a guy told me that I think he said every 10 yards, or every 10 degrees under 70 is 3 yards. I think that's what he said. So if it's 40, if that's 30, that's 10 yards difference. That's about right. I mean, but yeah, it's unbelievable. And the ball doesn't feel good at all. Like I go to the range and it's pretty warm under there, but you can just feel the ball. It doesn't feel like as good, and it doesn't go as far. But yeah, what are you gonna do? You know, how'd you hit it, Super Nuker, at 38 degrees? Yeah, that's a good 7 iron. 165 is good. Depends what irons you have. You know, if I was hitting like, if I was hitting a Titleist AP2, which is like kind of what the pros hit or used to. I don't know if they hit anymore. I don't think they make AP2. I would hit that like 155, and I can hit mine 170. So it just depends on the. What kind of irons you got, Super Nuker? Let me know. What are your irons? 165 is a good 7 iron. Just so you know, I know. So I've caddied for guys who hit seven. This one guy, he was a hockey player, and it's kind of a story. He hits he's like, I'm like, how far am I? And I'm like 207. And he goes, wait, 7 iron? His name was Ron. I'm like, Ron. He goes, I'm like, how far you hit your 7 iron? He's like 213. Yeah, I know. Oh, P790s, they go far. So that's about what I would hit that 7 iron to. I think my irons are actually maybe longer than those uh P790s. But yeah. The Strata range balls are pretty good. Um, yeah. So this guy Ron hit his 7 iron, 213 yards. It's amazing. Hockey players, man, they just bust it. But he's a young guy. But yeah, I mean that's so 165 not a bad 7 iron. If you can hit an 8 iron 150, he can play a really good golf. I mean, I caddied for a kid. He was like literally one of the best iron. I mean, he was like a freaking assistant pro at Winged Foot, and hit a 7 iron 170 yards. And you know, as a pro, that might be a little on the short side, on the short end a little bit. But he played our course from the back tees, the back tees, and he did it. You know, 82. I never did the swing speed of my 7 iron. I'm gonna start doing it. I gotta start getting the swing speed thing out because I need to. I was actually watching a video, and the guy was saying, and he's right. Like he goes, if you really want to know how fast you're swinging a club, you have to. And if you want to swing faster, you have to get the swing radar out because you can be like, I swung that fast, and you don't really know, you know. And also, you need to get like a personal best, and then you're trying to beat that personal best, and it gives you the motivation, you know, to really swing. So, like, I don't know at 61 how much farther I can hit it. I think I can, but I don't. You know, I'll work on it, but I mean, I'll be totally honest. I don't think I can. My driver with the stupid, like the little swing radar thing that I had, I think I got it to like just over 100. And that's about all I can do. So, and I don't know if I can go much faster than that. Most people I know, it's kind of freakish for people over 60 to swing much faster, but unless they're, you know, big people. That's good. Um, what were you working on today, Super Duper? Like what in your swing? Any thoughts? You work on some or you just swing at it? I've been doing something really huge, man. It's next video. It's the next video. I actually started working on it. So I started working on the video and it's going to be the next one out. It's huge. Okay. You'll get it. You know, yeah, so float loading's fine, but you know, like when I watched Brian Manziel, they're not really into float loading these days. So the best thing to do rather than float loading is to just hinge it real hard. And I'll get the camera out. Here you go. Watch. All right, here we go. So there you brought it up. Okay, hang on. So we'll do this. We'll do this. Yo. All right. You guys hear me? So float loading is this. on the downswing. And they're not real big on that, okay? And I think I would probably agree with that. I mean, there were many players who did do that. So you don't hinge it as much going up and on the downswing. It's called a down cock, right? And now if you watch my video where I talk about kind of throwing the club a little, that's actually the actual reason for that, because I certainly investigated it, is to basically stop a down cock. Because a down cock can hinder your speed, okay? So rather than hinging it on the way down and then trying to get it to catch up, I would just make sure you get a full hinge, right? And then on the way down, either hold it or you can actually just maintain that hinge on the way down. If you hinge it fully, you can try throwing it a little, but just maintain the hinge, right? You want to hinge it all the way. You want to get the full right wrist. So the right wrist extends this way, and the left wrist goes kind of ulnar. So, I mean, a real good way to get the feeling is, it's a great drill. Everyone should do this. Everyone. You hinge it, and you can't see. I can't get. Hang on. So you hinge it. Look. Keep the hands in front of you, hinge it, and then turn. Right. That's actually Rory does that. So Rory he gets a feeling of getting the clubs, getting his arm structure early, and then he can just turn. And now if you're swinging it, right, it's going to hinge kind of up here, like here, right? So if I just swing, I wish I had a bigger room. If I swing it back, this way, sorry. So if I swing it back, it's going to hinge right up here. That's perfect. That's what you want. So you don't really want to go hinge, turn. You want it to kind of just like, if I swing, like start from the ground and swing, it goes shh, and it hinges on the way up, okay? If you wait too long, then you get this. You get this sloppy look at the top. And if you hinge early, you get this kind of like, narrow early hinge look, which isn't so. But you do want to get the feel for hinging it. Like, get the feel of a hinge. I like to hold it out in front of me and be like, look, that thing's hinged like that. And go boom, boom. And then when you hit it, it's wham. And you mentioned the push and tug thing. So let me show you. So if you just think like the right side coming down, so like if I'm throwing a spear down left-handed, but if I was throwing it right-handed, let me see the camera, I run and I throw the spear, right? So we're throwing it down in a circle, and the right hand's real good at that. So we just kind of keep rotating, and we're throwing the spear. Now watch what happens when I pull on the left. Wham. So wham, like that. And it just releases the club into the ball. So it's like this. See? And I'll tell you guys the grip thing now. Okay? Super important. This is really important. So the grip, right? Make sure that your right hand, you're getting the grip in this pressure point here. That's pressure point 2, right? Really important. So these fingers of the right hand are very important. That's why when you look at every great player, they have, let me see if I can do it up here. They have this look of these fingers pinched together. See that? And there's like a trigger. And some people actually I don't like putting the trigger that far down. I like it just here. But that's very important. So the right hand, when this thing comes up, it settles right into that pressure point. Just like if you were grabbing like someone mentioned last night, the arrow out of the quiver, you would grab it just like that. It's like that. Or if you were like skipping a rock or anything. So it's right there, right? And now we go boom, 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 and we turn, right? And see that club's lagging behind. See, watch this. Watch this. So you got these two hands. Watch what happens when I pull to the left. See that? You throw it, right? So if I'm up here and I pull with the left, look what happens. It throws the club. But the right hand won't do that. It's not really strong enough, and it wants to come this way, okay? So if you get to feel that right hand, now the left hand would be kind of like if you were throwing a Frisbee. Like if you were throwing a Frisbee, kind of like you'd hold it this way and then fling it. But so the grip part I was talking about is the right hand, these fingers, right? And then the left hand, it's these last fingers here, right? And that creates this like lever action. See that? So when you get down here and you get it here, you can, I wish I was taller. You can wham when you pull up. It's wham. You do it with everything. You do it with your leg and everything, and just go shh. And that releases the club. And it's almost, you're pulling in, but no matter how hard you pull in, you can't. Because the club at that point is pulling away. So you're pulling in. And honestly, if you ever, I know I did a video where I don't like the glove under the arm for like full swings because it gets you all bunched up. But on the follow through, it's great. So on the follow through, feel like that glove's under the arm and pull like this, right? Don't let the arm get out here because that's a slow down move. Go, and then it goes over your shoulder, right? All these, like, look at Freddie Couples with the club rolls over the shoulders because he's going like Ernie Els and Fred Couples. So that's it. But the grip's very important. It's these fingers. They're going to control this part of the lever, and these three are going to control, like this is your lag pressure. And when you swing, you want to feel that pressure all the way down till the bottom when you go wham. And you go, and it's not forceful, but it's just the correct way to do it. So we're not throwing arms out. We're not pushing the shaft through like they used to think. And they used to think that you push the shaft through. That's why they had that. That's not it at all. So it's, and like I said, so the direction of on the downswing. Now, if you watch there, guys, you can go down like that. You can actually go down, which I did that in my one video, which will get you a laggy position. But the thing is that this hand, if the left is going like that, it'll throw. So when you go down, the actual way, according to the science, would be that it follows the grip. So it's like it's following the grip down. So it's like I'm throwing a spear. I'm throwing a spear, but I'm throwing it in a circle, right? It's exactly. And so if you're throwing a spear, the farther you can run, the farther you would throw it. And that's why a longer backswing, the longer the backswing, the more time that has, right? And that's it. So, and you have to learn to just control your wrists and get it going around. And I think too is, like I mentioned in my videos before, if my arms stay to the side of my body and I rotate, that stays that way. But if my arms separate from my body, it starts to throw. But you can experiment with it. You can actually bring your arms down. That's another way to do it. You can bring your arms down hard, because if you bring your arms down, you tend to open up with them. So that's actually a popular way nowadays to hit a golf ball. And honestly, so I've always been like a rotate. And now, because I'm trying to hit it farther, if you can get your arms to go down hard, accelerate the arms, and then pull up. And that's it. But the secret is controlling this lever from the top. and not, that's why you get up here and you pull hard with the left. See that? It just throws it. That's why it's got to be the right side's real good at that. And the right side wants to keep it under, like that. That's what you want. You want the club to come under. You don't want it to go over. That's not. So the left wants to pull it over. Make sure I don't have my computer. Down and then win. So that's that. But so hopefully that helped you. Is it the same? I'm sorry, I couldn't see my text, Joe. Hang on a sec. Let me switch cameras. Pretty cool, huh? My lesson cam here. So Joe says, hey Joe, that was your idea. I got the camera, by the way. Thank you. Isn't the push-pull the same as swinging a baseball? Yeah, I would say so. But, it's there's not a lot of, there's a lot. So there's a lot of intricacies because someone who would say force the lever early is just a singles hitter, right? So a guy who throws the barrel at the bat early is a singles hitter, and the guy who delays it's a home run hitter. So, I don't know if you were there last night, but Steve Nesbitt talks about it. It gets very complex, and you have to figure out what works for you, for instance, they talked about maybe if you flatten the curve from the top, it tends to keep the club back and you would get more lag, but some people aren't able to deliver that. So it depends, But yeah, like a catapult, actually, super nuclear, like the trebuchet is, and I look, everyone always compares it to a trebuchet, and I look at a trebuchet, I don't know how that thing works. I'm pretty smart, but I look at trebuchet, how does that thing work? They whips a boulder like 200 yards. It's crazy. But that's it. It's physics. That's all it is. That's why little guys can hit it far. I used to, stop coming over the top. I did a whole coming over the top video. Did you watch, Adrian? Did you watch my coming over the top video? It's just to come under. You got to get it under plane. Hang on, camera back. Hang on. So we got it here for. Hang on. Back. Stop. When we come, did I put it in? Oh, right foot address. Hang on, Joe. So, when we come over, so here you go. Hang on. Take the swing plane and bring it up here. There's our swing plane, right? When we play, it's on an angle. We can bring it up here in front of us, horizontally, okay? When we come over the top, that club is going over the plane. So if I took a piece of wood and I laid it on top of me, it's a plane. It's like a table, right? So when you swing, all you got to do is keep the club under that table. That's all you got to do. So you got to feel that under, and see how this arm stays like this? If you watch my over the top video, and not many people watched it, and it's like it didn't get a ton of views, and it's the best over the top video. I mean, I've been doing it 40 years on a golf course. I know people come over the top forever, okay, for 40 years, and they can't stop doing it. And this one guy, so he's doing this. He gets his arm, and he got this arm internal like this, and he goes like this, and he thinks that's going to stop him from coming over the top. And then when he swings, he goes, it's like, dude, this arm has to go this way, like this. So this arm has to stay externally rotated. But it's just a feel of this under. And if you just bring it up, so if I bring this up in front of me, the club is actually pulling down. So there's a weight. And if I just go, whoa, look at that. that club is staying under. Like I said, there's a tabletop. Here's a swing plane. It's just horizontal now. It's not on an angle. It's horizontal. So all I have to do is keep it under the plane. And it's the same when you hit a ball, under the plane. And you can't be, and it's part of this like understanding that you have to delay what it comes back to a lot of this understanding that you have to delay what the hands and wrists do. Because if they start throwing over, like trying to get down at the ball, they're going to come over. But you can just practice. I haven't done this video yet. I got to do it. Your whole golf swing is right here in a horizontal plane. It goes like this and then smack, and then you hit the ball. See? So it's smack. It's just like baseball. So in baseball, and I did this in the video, in baseball, here's a vertical plane, there's vertical, and there's horizontal, right? So in baseball, we start vertical, most players do, and this arm's internally rotated. That's what baseball players do. Some of them go like this, right? They get it up here. And when the pitch comes, the pitch is coming on a horizontal plane. So they have to get the bat on a horizontal plane. So that has to shallow. So this arm goes, and they hit the ball, right? So in golf, there are golfers who do that. So Matt Wolff took the thing up here because he was a baseball player. And when he hits the ball, he goes, and he drops it under. But it's this arm is going this way. That's a lot of movement. It's hard to do. It's not strange to sit here. I spend many hours at the range just practicing this motion. Baseball, right? Baseball, baseball. And then when you hit the ball, it's the same motion. And like I mentioned before, so if anything, here we go. So this is a really good one. So pay attention. When you come over the top, the grip is going down. The grip is going down. So you want to feel that the grip should be going up, up. So you want to feel like you're kind of getting the grip going up. So it's like it's going up, 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 like that. See? So the grip is going up, 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 like that. And that's a little exaggerated, but there's guys who swing that way. A lot of players do. So it's like this. It's boom, 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 and then they get this look, right? And many great players have that look. This arm up here and this arm underneath. So the grip is going up as we turn. Up, boom. Now, you can also try, this works too, but this arm still has to be extra, and you can try just keep your back to target and get your arms down real hard, like that. Like down. That's what DeChambeau does, and, so it's debatable. Thank you, Adrian. Yeah, keep the right wrist in extension. All that's true. Yeah, just keep it under the table. And just, hang on, I'll get back to that. There we go. Yes. So if you just practice, you can learn so much about your swing if you bring the swing plane up in front of you. You can learn about how your wrists work. Like, it's so funny. I think about when I used to do that, and I didn't have a clue. What I used to think what was happening was so bizarre. And there's actually a guy on YouTube, and he does that. And he brings it up in front of him. And it's amazing because his concept of what the club does is quite different than mine. He feels like the club's kind of tipping up like that. But it doesn't matter, because if you're coming over the top, you're trying to keep it under the plane, because that's just what you can just look at it on the camera and be like, this is what's supposed to happen. So, yeah, it's different strokes for different folks, And if you took, I think Ricky Fowler is someone who, if you look at his swing, he's like tipping the club over, because he Some players get the club too far under, and that's why they literally practice coming over the top. Like Corey Pavin, I think Tiger Woods did it. Tiger Woods, a lot of good players get the club too under playing. And then from there, you can hook it, block it, all sorts of stuff. But understanding the swing plane is so important. If you can just keep a visual picture of the swing plane in your head when you're swinging, it makes it so much easier. And it's amazing because whenever I give someone a lesson, I can't remember the last lesson where they had a concept of swing plane. Like they just don't. Like they're on their backswing, the handle's pointed towards frickin' North Korea, and at the top, it's like all over the place, And that's the most important thing. When I first started playing golf, I read Ben Hogan's book, and all I thought about was swing plane, And it's like, that's all I did. And I would stand over a tee shot, and I'd be like, just get it on plane. And I'd get it on plane, go right down the middle, and it hits the ball. The club hits the ball because it's on the swing plane. So like Todd Graves, yes, you can be a good golfer and come over the top. You can be a damn good golfer and come over the top. Actually, Ben Hogan, there's many images of Ben Hogan coming slightly over the top, and let me explain why. Hang on a second. Get the camera back up. Good question. Very good question. So, in golf, if you do it the same way every time, it's fine. Now, if you come over the top, you're going to generally be a fader of the ball. So I knew a guy, was he a good guy? He was a good golfer. He shot mid-low 70s for most of his life. But I'll tell you what, and I know another guy who is shooting his age now at age 80 all the time. But guess what? They're losing. They lost distance. Like this left to right shot for a right-handed player. It's when you get older, man, it's a bitch. You ain't gonna hit it very far. But so Ben Hogan. So look, here's my swing plane to the ball, right? The ball's down here. Well, Ben Hogan used to get the thing so flat on the backswing that the club has to find the way back to the ball. It has to find its way back to the swing plane to the ball. So he's so flat that on his downswing, the club would tip up a little bit. And I don't care what you say, it's coming over the top. And Scotty Scheffler comes over the top. So I did a video. I can't think of which one it was. It was the one where I'm talking about these stupid lessons on YouTube. And the lesson was your hands have to come down. And I got Scotty Scheffler, and Scotty Scheffler's at the top, and he goes like this. The club is getting slightly overplaned. That's over the top. Okay? So as long as your over top isn't ridiculously over the top, you can get away with it. So yeah, you don't have to be. I personally, hang on, let me go back. Personally, I hate coming over the top. It feels so bad to me. It's totally unnatural too. Doesn't feel athletic, doesn't feel natural. But like I said, you can find. I did a video. It was these stupid YouTube lessons or something, and on it I show, and it was about this lesson because these freaking lessons, it's like it was. Your hands must come down. And there's plenty of players, their hands don't drop. Okay? They go beeline to the ball. And, it's just like anytime you see a lesson that says you must do this, don't even watch it. They're bad. I don't know what these people are talking about. So I found Scotty Scheffler. And at the top, he's coming over the top. He's coming over a little bit. It's like 3 inches. But so, if you get the club too flat, that's why I was talking about swing plane. That's enough. You don't understand swing plane. If you get this handle, here we go. I'll do it again. Hang on. It's a great idea. Hey, I got everyone thank Joe for the camera. That was his idea. He goes, it'd be easier if you had a golf club to explain things. Hang on. So look. This is what I see all the time. Wait, let me turn this on. I see this all the time. All the time. People on their backswings, they get the club pointed over here. It's like this is their backswing. They go, They get this thing, and the thing's pointed like over there, and then it's like up here, and it's like, oh, it's like going. So on your backswing, you want to get the thing steep, so if anything, it would come under. So the backswing's important. Like you need to get it. You got to get this grip pointed generally at the ball or inside the ball. But I see people on their backswing get that thing here. It's like here, and then it's like up, and then they got to come over. So the extreme would be looping it, which you don't really want to do. There are plenty of people teaching. I think Hank Haney's like, you're out for slicers. He's like, just loop it. So, it's just understanding. The best thing to do is to understand the swing plane. The best thing to do is to understand the swing plane and keep the club on the swing plane as much as you can. Bruce, Craig Stout. Yeah, Craig Stout. So that's another thing too. Big people, big guys, they come over the top. Like if you're overweight, I hate to tell you, man, you're gonna have a hard time. If you're overweight, I don't know what it is. It's something about the way the body is. So I knew a guy who was he was a great, talk about over top. So he was a +2 handicap. He used to play second with Jay Sigel. He was a +2. This is the perfect example. I don't know my browser things on. This guy was a +2 when I used to play for him mostly. He played number 2 in the GAB matches with Jay Sigel. And he came over the top every swing. He was a big guy, big girth, and he was a +2. And he played, and guess what? When he got older, he lost so much distance. He couldn't hit it. Everything started cutting more. He started coming over the top more. Did he still hit it good? Yeah, but it was like just lost so much distance. And it was like his senior years in golf were not very good. So I'm telling you right now, like I'm telling you from experience, the guys who like, because they've been out there for freaking 40 years, the guys who hit it left to right and fade the ball, they were great. And then when they turn like 60, they disappear. You don't see them in the club championships. You don't see them in the senior club championships. You don't see them ever. So it's like very rare. I mean, I think I can think of one guy who hits it left to right, and he's stood out. He's losing too. He loses, man. And the two guys that I caddy for, always big time right to left players, and they just nuke it there. And now they're competing. They compete in their senior years, and the one guy is ridiculously long for mid-60s. Now I'm trying. Yeah, man, I can't think. The ones who hit, he keeps them play. He hits his fade. And it's like, but the problem is on our course, you can't reach the damn greens. If you're playing the regular men's tees and you only start hitting at 230 off the tee, you're starting to not reach the greens. Like there's going to be days when the wind's blowing or the fairways are soft, you ain't reaching the damn greens, and you're not going to compete, and you're not going to be, good. So, I would say at least hit the ball straight. You don't have to be some big swinging right to left guy, but I don't know. I personally, with my driver, I think I lose 20 yards when I start cutting my driver. And I do. I start cutting it. And I don't know what it is. It's like when I'm on the range, if I hit 50 drives, everyone goes right to left. And I get out on the course, and it goes, oh, you like my chipping videos? Dude, man, I hope more people watch those chipping videos, especially the one where you get your chest open. Let's talk about you start cutting your driver, man, you lose so much. That, I was rewatching my Brian Manzilla certified instructor videos that I purchased, and he said something way back, and he saw it again, and he's like, the golf swing has kind of been done to death, and everyone's teaching golf swing this, but if someone can figure out short game, and all he said was different than the way they're teaching it. And he's right, because I see it. Like these people their short game stink and they can't chip. And I figured it out. I figured out you got to get your chest out of the way. And I saw Patrick Reed doing a chipping lesson. That's all he talks about is just getting the chest out of the way. And so my solution is you start off at address with the chest slightly open. I mean, it's when you do it, you can't believe it. Like every time I do it now and I hit a chip and like the shot just comes off so good and the club does not want to dig in the ground at all. It just slides across the ground and it's like incredible. And I don't know, that video is gonna get buried, I guess, by YouTube. I'm gonna keep doing it though. So as this when it warms up, I'm gonna do because I swear to the freaking I'll swear to my grave that is the ultimate chipping technique is to just get your chest open and then you can just pivot through it or you don't have to pivot through it. If you watch my easy chip, you can take your hand. So if you open your chest, you can just chip it with your right hand and it's perfect. So thank you, Adrian. I really needed to hear that. Okay, buddy? Because I'm telling you, man, short games, like, it's crazy. People are terrible around greens. Terrible. But, so that's that. And, what else? Oh, so here we go. My next video, okay, it looks like I have 8 people watching because I'm number 9 because I got it on here so I can see. I want to make sure it's streaming. I don't want to be talking into the blackness, so I have it on I have 2 monitors here. My next video is super, super, super important. And sure hope y'all watch it and share it and do that because it's super important. I mean, it's like, man, like I can't believe how long I've been like, what's the word? Just not really focusing on this one part of my swing. And it's just like, oh my God, man, it's amazing, you know? So, man, you really got to maintain your swing and what you're doing. I'll tell you all. So you're here, because you came here to watch. I'll tell you, it's balance. All right? Balance is the most important. Oh, yo, Scratch Adjacent Golfer. I like that name. What's up, dude? What's up, Scratch? Yeah, my next video is on balance, and it's unbelievable. Like, I played like last week, and I was in the ball pretty good, and I got to this par 3, and it was kind of mostly because I stood on the tee. It was like winter, and there's always like divots on the tee, and you know these public courses, the tees aren't very good. And I hit a 6-iron that was brutal. It was like low left. And you know, it wasn't on that hole I made bogey. It wasn't a big deal, but on a really difficult hole, it could have cost me a lot. And I'm like, how did I hit such a bad shot? And I hit the bad shot because I just lost my balance, right? And it was kind of because I was kind of getting my footing with these divots. I love like flat tees and stuff, like nice, but you can't always have that. But that's it, dude. And balance is everything in the golf swing. So. I found that I tend to get my weight just a little on my toes. And if your weight, I should get these, I have the swing. It's going to be in the video I put out with me swinging. So if your weight is just even a little on your toes, and there's people they talk about putting the weight on the balls of your feet, okay? And I don't want to call BS. You can. So I think Xander Schauffele actually puts something under his heel so he doesn't get on his heel. It just depends, right? The thing is, if your weight's on your toes, anywhere on your balls, your feet, on your backswing, it has to start going back to your heel. Because if it's on your toes, your hands go high, you can't turn your hips. And then on the through swing, it's another disaster. So in this video, I have 3 swings, you know, Freddie, because I mean, you talk about balance. That's Freddie Couples. And Ernie Els and Tiger, and you watch when they swing in their finish how they are planted on their left heel, like it's on and their hip is jutted out, and it's just huge. And it's so amazing because, my shoulders turn too flat and I can never get that right shoulder up, right? And the reason is because my balance. And I can't turn my hips don't turn on my backswing, and it's just because of my balance. So when I got my balance correct, more towards the heel, basically the thought is, and I heard this a long time ago, you play golf from beside the ball, okay? And it's so funny. If any guys are slicers where you tend to hit them dead right, this is real important, okay? You play from beside the ball. You don't play from over the ball. If you feel like you're over the ball, you play from beside the ball. And you're back away from it, and that's super huge. Oh, nice. I'll give you a little something on equipment. But yeah, you guys keep an eye out for that balance video. That was really good. All right, Adrian. So your big decision is hybrids or woods. That's your big decision. I'll do a video, but I don't know how soon. But so hybrids, I think, are better out of the rough, and I like hybrids because it's actually a shorter club. So a 7 wood goes the same distance as a 3 hybrid, basically. A 7 wood is longer. I don't like it. The shorter the shaft, the more I feel like I can hit a club. A 3 hybrid will hit it out of the rough better, but it will also pop the ball up out of the rough. So if you're in the rough and it's sitting up high in the rough, hybrids can pop the ball up, and there you want a 7. So hybrids are a love-hate club. People either love them or they hate them. That's all there is to it. And a lot of people just go for the woods. I think, I know guys who are so good with hybrids. Like the guys who are good with hybrids are way better than the guys who are good with woods. It's like there are guys who can hit a hybrid. I mean, so Gary Player is, he is 3, 4, 5, 6 hybrid. Freddie Couples has hybrids. A lot of the tour pros, like the main tour pros, the main tour, hit these 7 woods, but they hit them like 255 and like sky high, and it's basically a par 5 club. But hybrids are, like I said, they're a love-hate club. And I used to, Heavenwoods, do they still make that? I think they do. I think they remade that, the Heavenwood. That's a 7 wood. See, I don't even like, here's what a Heavenwood is: a 7 wood with a longer shaft. So to me, that's like, no, like I don't want that. I don't want to, if I'm hitting a 7 wood, I want the shaft is short, like a 7 wood shaft. A Heavenwood is, Callaway came out with that a long time ago. It was a 7 wood with a 5 wood shaft. 5 wood shaft. So a longer shaft on a 7 wood. And, it's, now I remember, and I do believe this, if you have to hit a ball down a fairway straight, say 200 yards, there's no better club than a 7 wood. Okay. I have a 4 hybrid and a 3 hybrid, and I bought a 5 hybrid. I bought a 5 hybrid probably 5 years ago, because we have this hole at our course, and it can play like 185 yards, and it's over water. And I was kind of clanking like my 5 iron and my 6 iron in the water, and I don't want to hit in the water. And I'm like, well, a hybrid, I'll tell you the 5 hybrid story. So a hybrid is always going to go the distance. It can go a little left, a little right, but it always carries. If you miss a 5 iron or 6 iron off center of the club, it loses so much distance it dives in the water. So hybrids will carry much better. There are long par 3s that, if a par 3 is 180, and I'm in between, and now, if I don't have, so my new irons don't have a 5 iron. But if I'm in between an iron and a hybrid, I'd rather step back 10 yards and hit the hybrid if I'm hitting over something. Okay. If I need to hit it straight, I'd probably rather hit the iron. But if I need to hit over anything, I'd rather hit the hybrid. So I bought this 5 hybrid just for this hole. And I bought this stupid like Callaway razor, like $30 on eBay, just so I wanted to try it. I never hit it in that freaking water again, at least with that club. And the last time I hit it in the water in that hole, which is hardly ever, it was a 6 iron. So sure enough, I don't think I've ever hit a hybrid in the water there. I really don't. But so hybrids carry. And the thing about the 5 hybrid is, so our course is very difficult rough and it's long. So if you're driving it like crap, you can be in the rough and you have 2 choices. It could be like a 9 iron and just get it back in the fairway, or if you have a lofted hybrid, like sometimes a 4 will do it, but a 5's even better, man, you can make that thing go 200 yards out of the rough and you can't even believe it. You know, you can't believe it. Like, there's no way you could hit a 6 iron, no way you could hit a 7 iron, 8 irons pushing it, 9 iron, you just kind of, but you take that 5 hybrid and just swing hard, and goddamn if that thing don't come out, and it goes, man. And out of the rough, sometimes it literally flies. It comes out like a rocket. So, I remember I bought that 5 hybrid and played the one hole, the 12th hole, and I hit it left. And there were these trees in front of me, you know. And the pin was way back right, and I lasered it. It was 208 yards. And I mean, this was like, it would have been like a low punch out to the fairway. And these big trees in front of me, I'm like, you know, I'm going to try it. I take this 5 hybrid out, and I swung my guts out. The thing came flying out of the rough, went over the trees, hit the green, rolled back to like 8 feet. And no other club on the planet could have done that. None. So, in that instance, like, it was, but a lot of the players in my club have woken up to, and I have woken them up to as a caddy, like, dude, you need a lofted hybrid. It's, you know, another thing too, you know, our greens get sporty, man. They get firm and fast, and these new irons are so de-lofted. Like, the modern day 5 iron is a 4 iron, and you're hitting off these thin fairways. It ain't gonna hold the green, so you get a 5 hybrid, it flies real high. It actually holds the green much better than an iron. So that's, you know. And I caddy for Gary Player, and I mean, he can't miss a hybrid. The dude can't miss a hybrid. I don't think he could miss a green with a hybrid if he tried. But he takes a 7 on it. He's got 6 hybrids, so he's got 3, 4, 5, 6 hybrid, and I caddy for him. 6 hybrid knocks it on the green, 5 hybrid knocks it on the green, 7 iron junks it in the bunker. It's like, so even for him, like, it's just like, I remember there was a pro when they were like gonna ban the long putters, and he was a senior tour pro. I don't know who it was, but he was doing an interview, and they're like, "Do you think that the long putters are cheating?" And he goes, "Long putters, that's not cheating." He goes, "Hybrids are cheating." So I would learn to hit a hybrid. Problem is with hybrids is the old ones, especially the old TaylorMade hybrids, they were like self-correcting, right? So if you hit them off the toe, the theory was to make the club so it would curve it back. But the problem is, if you hit it off with a hook, and I mean, I remember I just would hook the crap out of these old hybrids. Like, that's why I hate it. So if you got a problem with hooks, you might have a problem. And the first hybrid I had was I Cactus Kai, and he had Titleist hybrids, and he was fading the hybrids. I've never seen anyone fade a hybrid. Like, it just doesn't happen. And I bought some Titleist hybrids, and goddamn, if those things, they fade, you know? So TaylorMade for a long time was building in this self-correcting, you know, the way they shape the face and all. It's a self-correcting measure. So if you hit off the toe, instead of going dead right, it comes back to the left. But if you hit it down the middle and you hit it off the toe, it hooks out of bounds. It's like, they're terrible. And the new ones are much better. So I had the, I would really recommend them too. The Stealth 2 hybrids are awesome because they're the, you know, you can get the QI10 hybrids and now QI35. But the Stealth 2 are awesome. You know, one thing with me with hybrids is they feel hard. They feel like they feel very hard when you hit them. And these Stealth hybrids have a soft feel, and they feel really good. So that's my spiel on hybrids. But I'll do a video eventually on equipment. But that's it. That's what I got. I don't have a 3-wood. I didn't get a damn 3-wood. I got this 3-wood garbage. It's like literally the only club I can't hit. I mean, I can hit a 3-wood, but the shaft in it is just garbage. But anyway, so any other questions out there? Yeah, it just snowed here, so I still have balls. Our range is covered, and it's like the other day I was hitting balls in a t-shirt. It was 35 degrees on a t-shirt. But then I'm a physical specimen, you know what I mean? I actually have a metabolism. That's what it's all about. My wife's always like, it's cold. I'm like, honey, you got no blood flowing through you. It's a problem. But still, I said, what time is it? 9:06. About time to sign off. Any last questions? Last minute question? You got one? Oh, Terry, you're good then, right? South Carolina's pretty. I think South Carolina's fine. Good for you, man. A lot of golf courses too. I've never been down there. Pinehurst, right? That's Donald Ross. Donald Ross makes the best golf course. Every time I play a Donald Ross golf course, I'm like, man, this guy is just fair. They're challenging, you know. This whole like the super penal, you know, that stuff. I played a foggering house late. The guy did sawgrass. Come on, help me. The guy designed sawgrass. I'm just fogging here, right? He's who designed sawgrass? You know, just super penal golf course. How can I not? I'm just like I'm tired, I guess. I never heard of Grand Strand. What's that? I'm trying to think who. Hang on a second. This is just like ridiculous. You must be getting Alzheimer's. Who designed Sawgrass? Yeah, Pete Dye. Okay. So anyway, Pete Dye, I played a Pete Dye course in California, and his mother effer puts water on the left side of every green. And I borrowed these clubs off this guy. I was in Palm Springs. And I didn't. It was the first year I went out there, and I didn't bring my clubs. And so I'm playing this Pete Dye course with these like 1.5 inch extra long Ping I2 irons with grips that are like it's gonna fly out of your hands. So they're like the grips are older than the clubs. The grips they made the grips before they even made the clubs. They were that old. And I'm like pulling every iron, and Pete Dye has water on the left side of every green. And I'm like, no matter what I do, I can't keep it out of the water. I hit like 5 balls in the water. This guy's just like, well, there's a little water on the left side of every green, every one. And then I get to this one hole, and finally I don't hit it left, and I walk up, and hidden from view, there's water on the right. Now he's got water on both sides of the green. Like, okay, Pete. But I mean, it's great for tournament golf and all. It's exciting. But it's like, come on. You know, give a person a chance to check. You know, so it's funny. We have this hole. We have a hole in our course. It's a Donald Ross course, and it was redesigned by Trent Jones Jr. And Trent Jones Jr. The hole used to have bunkers left and right, and Trent Jones Jr. dug out the left side and brought the water in. So the water is very much in play on the left side. That's the hole I was talking about earlier. So when they redesigned it, not redesigned it, they brought it back to the original design, the Donald Ross original design. They wanted, or at least Gil Hanse, who was redesigning the course, because he was being paid to bring it back to the original Donald Ross design, wanted to put the bunker back in on the left and get rid of that water that cuts back in the green. And it was a huge debate. You know, like some people were like, put the bunker back, and other people were like, no, we like the water. But Donald Ross wasn't a big fan of that. Like Donald Ross was more about like giving people a chance to make par if they hit a not so perfect shot. So in the end, they left the water there. And I caddied for Gil Hanse, And Gil Hands got to that hole and he's like, I can't freaking look at this hole. He hates it. Like, cause it was like, it's like, it's his piece of, it's his artwork. And, so he looked at it, he's like, I just wanted to put it back the way it was. So they left the water there. And now honestly, I'm okay with the water because it's literally just one hole in the course. So we don't have a lot of water in play. Look at this hole behind me. Like, look at that. Man, look at how good does that look? This is Palm Springs. Look at that water. One thing about Palm Springs, there's no water because it's a desert, so they put water everywhere. But that's pretty awesome. Holy cow, man. I think that's Rancho Mirage. That's awesome. Man, I didn't even really see that. I got a question. Um, oh, he plays a slight draw, and my home course says fairways at all slope left. Gotta learn to hit that cut. It's funny, we have one hole that slants right to left, and it's a long par four. And the pros, when they played it, Tigers tournament was like the AT&T, and they were like just ripping it, and it was like you're hitting it right to left, and it's in the fairway, and it's rolling in the left rough. So they had the PGA come out and water the fairway so their balls wouldn't roll in the rough. Like these pros are like, I swear to God, you can't believe pros are really like they're, baby cats is the word I'm looking for. But so they had them water the fairway, and it's like, yo guys, why don't you hit a fade? You know what I mean? Like you're freaking like they go to Augusta and they're working the ball. They hit a 3-wood to go right to, and then they had them water the fairway. It's literally the only hole that does that, where it's like, and I'll be honest, it's difficult. I've hit it right down the middle and ended up in the rough, but for pros, it's like Jesus Christ, guys. But yeah, the problem, the worst thing for me is holes that slant right to left is hitting those damn irons. Like hitting to a green when the ball's above your feet, that's tough. I remember there's a hole. It's this little course near me, and there's this one hole that goes back in the woods, and the whole hole slants right to left. I mean, a lot. Right, the whole hole's like like sliding off the mountain, and and it's literally all woods down the left side. Like you hit it down there, you ain't even looking for your ball. And so you hit this tee shot and you hit it way up to the right because you're just afraid of it going left, and and it hangs up there. And now you got to hit to this green, and the ball's like 6 inches above your feet, and the green is like all left side of the green is woods, and you're just like, man, you're holding on to that thing for dearly. It's like one false little move in your swing, and that ball's going so far left. So that's tough. Yeah, dude. I don't. Why is it interesting? It says scratch and then Adrian, yes, and then different. It's almost like you guys are still on the same chat line. But someone said different balls for different swing speeds. I call BS on that. Okay, just hit a damn Titleist. If you can get your hands on them, hit Titleist. Those soft balls? They made those soft balls. I read an article. They're all BS. The soft ball that they make, like super soft, and it's all bullcrap. It's no good. It doesn't help you at all to hit a softer ball. So just hit a Titleist, or Titleist, Bridgestone. They're all good, but don't buy the soft balls, man. They're no good. I remember, I know Titleist used to make 90 and 100 compression. I don't know how they do it now. I don't know if I don't know if the Pro V1 or the 1X is different compression. All I know is that I used to like the Pro V1X, and they flip-flopped it. So now and the Pro V1 is now the Pro V1X, and I like that. But I find balls. I haven't bought a golf ball in like forever. So I find Titleists all over the place, brand new Titleists, and then I just play them. But don't fall for the soft ball scam. It's a scam. Doesn't work. No good. I mean, think about it. They're like saying oh, you swing less fast, so you should play the soft ball. You don't see pros want to hit a soft ball when they got to hit a 70-yard wedge shot. They got all soft ball heads sitting here. It doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? So the golf ball smushes like a pancake. Like if you ever look at it on camera, it doesn't matter. Like you'll compress the ball if you hit. So anyway, all right. Hey, Scratch Adjacent Golfer dude, thanks for showing up, man. New guy. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any more added questions for me, I'll see you next time. Hopefully, stop back again. Hey, where are you at? Let's see. Who's Super Nukers Myrtle Beach? What's Scratch Adjacent Golfer? Where are you at? Where you live? If you're still here. Probably don't seem to get many people from out west. What time's it out west? Oh, thanks, dude. You're welcome, man. Thanks for showing up. All right, everyone. Have a good night. Next video coming out is a good one. Oh, Massachusetts. You ain't playing golf. I'll tell you what, though, beautiful leaves in the fall up there. You got the Berkshires, right? The Berkshire Mountains. I was up there a long time ago. It's nice. But you got that goofy accent? You probably do, don't you? You got the goofy accent? Actually, it was the people from Boston. Oh my God. But yeah, man, it's beautiful up there, like in the fall. Oh my God. But anyway, yeah, thanks for showing up. Yeah, next video is a big one, dude. I watched like the one on balance. It's gonna be really good. But I gotta go. Good night to everyone, and see you around. Bye bye.